Hello, I'm Dr. Elsa van Dieren and we're continuing our video series about gout today. We're going to be talking about what should I do if I have gout? Well, I think the first thing that you need to do about gout is you need to take it seriously. I think one of the things that I find is a big problem is a lot of people still believe that it's something that they've just caused themselves. They've done it because they're eating incorrectly or they're drinking too much alcohol, but it's actually a disease and it's something that we need to take seriously, and I'm going to tell you why. As the disease progresses, you go from not actually having any symptoms even though you have a raised urate. Then you go to a stage where you have acute episodes of this very sore arthritis, and it can become more common that you have it. You can have shorter intervals between the times when you have gout attacks to the time when you have chronic gout with damage that happens in your joints and pain and loss of function. And unfortunately, if you don't do something about this disease, if you don't actually treat it in some way that actually reduces the urate in your body, you are going to just carry on and the disease is going to get worse. You are going to progress through the different phases of this disease and it will become chronic. What is important about this is that we don't know how long it's going to take. It can depend very much on the person, on the genetics, because this is a disease where there are a lot of genetic factors in terms of the body's handling of this urate, which actually causes it to start with. Then certainly lifestyle factors affect the rate of progression of the disease, and it's certainly important to look at all of those. We're going to be talking more about this when we talk about how to treat it and lifestyle modification to treat it. So in the more advanced disease, you have the so-called tophi, and these are collections of urate crystals, and you might see it just as a lump that forms somewhere, and it doesn't necessarily cause any symptoms. You just see that you've got this lump. But as the tophus becomes bigger and actually surrounds more tissues, it can, for example, stop you being able to move your finger or your joint adequately, but it can also cause damage in that area. So it's actually an accumulation, as I say, of crystals within the joints and within the tissues. Now, this is a really actually awful picture of tophi over somebody's hands, and obviously this is a very advanced and very severe form of gouty arthritis. But it is unfortunately something that we do still see, and luckily it is something that can be treated, but nobody should actually get to this stage. This is another picture of a tophus of somebody's elbow, and one of the problems with these tophi is that it looks so easy to just say to a surgeon, oh, please just cut this off for me because it's giving me a hassle and I don't like it and it doesn't look nice. But unfortunately, those crystals that are sitting there causing this tophus are also sitting inside the skin, and even if you go and cut it, quite often it doesn't heal properly because of the fact that the skin is also involved, and it can also just recur. So the treatment is not to cut it out, it's actually to treat the disease itself. And tophi will actually resolve and they will go away if the disease is treated adequately. This is a picture of an X-ray, and part of the problems with gout is that the crystals can also go and sit inside your bones, and part of the things that we see on X-rays are the tophi inside bones that actually burst through. But as you can imagine, this causes all sorts of problems as well. In our next episode, we're going to be talking about diet and foods that you can eat or avoid to help you manage your gout adequately.